in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
Good morning on this wonderful, beautiful day in sunny Chula Vista. I am with Elaine Lancaster, known as on her car and on her tattoos, Miss Elaine. Yay, Miss Elaine. And we're at a home on First Avenue. We'll leave it at that, but it's a beautiful home that was built by John Sheffield.
Yes, for the most part.
For the most part, and we'll get into that later. But right now we're going to talk about Elaine. Elaine is the wife of Stewart Sheffield here in Chula Vista. Elaine, it's good to see you.
Hi, Sandy. How you doing?
I try to be like you. I try to wear blue today because I know how much you love blue. So it's one of those blue days. Your hair looks fabulous.
I'm feeling beautiful. Yes, it's true.
Elaine, what was it like when you first came here to Chula Vista?
Oh my gosh, I love the South Bay. I've never felt at home in a place, and I've lived all over San Diego. My heart is in the South Bay now, permanently.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good. I know what you do, but I really would like our viewers to know what you do.
I homeschool our child, Dragon Wild, John Harold, Sheffield Kassan, because he's all of those names. It's only one child, but I homeschool. I take care of the property. I take care of Studebaker, and I help others in the community by being part of a community-based spiritual program that helps me in my life on the daily. I love that.
Right, because what you do is to show people the higher level that can help them overcome different addictions, correct?
Absolutely, that's correct.
Okay, you want to expand on that a little bit?
I have a past, but that was then. This is now, which is good because by working in several anonymous 12-step programs, I've been shown a better way of life, and then I get to reach out and pass that forward to those that come after me, and show them that you can turn your thinking around. You can turn your reasons around. My reasons for doing the things I did in the past were then. Now they're the same reasons for going forward and building a life that includes the Sheffield estate, homeschool, being a good mom, being a good wife, being a good community member. So, but none of that occurred to me in my past.
And being a very creative entity. The fact that you, through your spiritualism, if that's a word,
Absolutely.
and through what you do, is so incredible that you do everything without the need of a substance.
No, that is correct. No drugging, no drinking, no smoking. That's me. Woohoo! Yay!
Right. And then you teach other people. Yet you can go to a club, you can go to a bar, you
Absolutely.
love to dance, you love to dress.
Love to dance.
And
fashionista on the dance floor and around the house.
Right.
Love it all.
And using the inner adrenaline, which
True.
is what's so important.
Yeah. Once the obsession's been removed, it's been removed, and I get to do what I need to do. I have others in my life that their program is their program, my program is my program. When you're done, you're done, and so yeah, I love to go, but I miss the Gothic clubs now during the.
But I got to tell you, in your home, you've created your own Gothic club.
It's
I
true.
know you.
It's
okay,
true.
I know you.
It's true.
And the thing is, because you've homeschooled your son.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really has changed.
Oh no, and we get to take dance breaks in homeschool.
And
I couldn't
creative.
do that in the class of 30.
I've seen tiles that you've made. I've seen things that you've made. I've seen that Dragon understands about gardening. Yeah. I see what Dragon has learned when it came to cars and the understanding of machines and taking a machine apart and putting it back together, which is really, really fabulous.
It's all about balance. Balance,
It's about
a little
balance.
art, a little dance, a little welding.
Yeah.
a little gardening, all of that's important in life.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though we are in a COVID time, nothing really changed in your life because this is how you've had things here at the Sheffield estate.
It's true. You know what? I believe in a quality of friends, not so much quantity. So I suspect we've probably had the same amount, small, of people over the summer anyways. So there you have it.
Well, you know, I'm interested in the history. And in order
yeah.
to do the history, we're going to get
Stewart Baker.
Stewart.
Come on, Stewie. There you go, babe.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Have a seat.
nice. Nice you're wearing Z's shirt. I love Z.
Good to see you.
That's great.
Hi, Stewie.
Hi, good morning.
If you don't mind, just put a squirt on, just so it's Dr. Bronner's hand soap. We're
Dr.
using
Bronner's.
it. Yeah, thank you. It's just a sanitizer in case we pass
Smells
anything
good.
through. Yeah,
I like
isn't it
that.
nice? It's
Oh, yeah.
lavender.
That's lovely.
Yep, I like it. It goes a long way, and it's works for me. Stewart,
Hi.
you've lived in this house for how long?
My parents purchased this house in 1970.
1970.
70 or 69, right in there. 70.
1960. How old were you?
Second grade?
Second grade.
So how's that? 8?
8.
Is it? I'm close. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, probably 7 or 8. We went to cook school.
You went to cook school.
I went to school. No, but first we got here when we were in private school.
Okay.
Lutheran private school, and that was all right. I mean, and then we transferred to cook school. And Dad had purchased this house from I forget who it was, but he wanted to do just a radical build on it, you know, and so he tore into it. He tore into it. So my whole life I just grew up around the build.
Around the building.
All around the build. This whole house came from the whole center section you saw there, but the whole center section wasn't there. That was a porch with French windows around, and it rolled out a rolling hill to the backyard. So I don't know how Mom stayed with him, but he pulled in here with a D6 cat and dug all the dirt out, and the house was literally hanging.
Oh my gosh.
Just hanging like this. And she's like, the doors don't shut anymore, Johnny. So he had dug it out. So once he got it dug out, then he did his foundations. And once he got the foundations where they needed to be, right, he put beams in. And he put the beams with jacks to the foundation, jacked the house up to 3 inches. I think it sagged like 2.5 or 3 inches on that.
Right.
So jacked the house back where it went, set the beams, and poured the rest of the concrete and set it on the new foundation.
Wow.
And that was the beginning of the build. And I could there's so many stories.
Can
going
I go back a little
Sure.
further? Your dad is Johnny Sheffield. He
Yes.
was Boy in Tarzan's.
Yep.
And the
And
fact
then did
that
the Bomba series after that.
and did the
Bomba series.
the Bomba
Bomba
series.
the Jungle Boy. But
Yep.
before that, he started his
My
career
hero.
at 5 years old. Was in a play called On Borrowed Time in New York.
in New York.
That's yeah. So
And you remember
so
being
he,
on the
he
ho-
never knew a life without working.
Right. This was all done before your time, so you don't remember the Hollywood sets, correct?
Oh, any of it? Yeah.
None of it.
But
Yeah.
I still remember fan mail coming to the house constantly. Dad was alive.
Wow.
Tons.
Wow.
Tons.
Oh,
Burroughs
that's
and stuff.
amazing.
They'd send the posters. They want it signed.
When did your father pass away?
10 years now.
10 years.
About 10 years.
When did Mama pass away?
5 years. 5 years. No,
Yeah, 5 now.
Okay. What made them come to Chula Vista?
That's a good point. They were in Malibu. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Dad.
I mean, from Malibu to Chula Vista is a big deal.
No, yeah, you got. There's a big family dynamic that happened, and I won't go into any of that. But I mean, they own property up there. He owned a lot of property with his sister, and like the house on Sunset Boulevard. And I remember growing up, and I remember these. You know, I was young, dude. This is still way after the movie stuff. So he took a job doing. Contracting all the lobsters up the Baja Peninsula with a company called San Quintin with this guy named
Lobsters.
Jack. Lobsters. Guy named Jack Phillips was like Jack. What they call him Philip? He was an Italian guy, right? So what they did was they'd go down, negotiate with all the co-ops, and they'd bring all the lobster that all the co-ops would catch, and bring them up. Across the border on the ice, they bring them on ice, freeze them, cook them, and ice them, and bring them up, and they would go to all like the Anthony's and all the big across the country. They just shipped that stuff out. So that was a great job for him because that's why he located here. He picked this house, and
was it on the market or was somebody already in here? And he goes, "That's the house I want."
well. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe just the cards just fell in play. You know what I mean?
He saw potential in his house, evidently.
Yeah, he saw potential in the house because what he wanted to do. Okay, this would have been like the classic example of like the worst house on the block
But
that just needed everything done in a really nice neighborhood with the country club. So he's like, that's a target. So he got this.
Was he a member at the country club too?
Nah.
Okay.
I worked at the country club.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. I served Billy Casper.
Wait, when did you work at the country club?
Oh, wow.
Stewie?
Years ago, I was probably 23 years old. I can't give you a date. If you would have given me
my
You
gosh.
still look 23.
Oh, yeah.
You still look 23.
And get this, I helped build some of that stuff when it was under construction, when they did the ramp.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They fired me for drinking. No, they didn't fire me. They just hired me to bang a bunch of nails for them.
Yeah.
And then they let me go. So, but then after it was built, my friend Victor Verna, he went to Cal Poly, so he was and his dad was just a member of the country club, and he was best friends with Billy
Sure, I know
Casper.
Victor.
Yeah, you know Victor, sure.
Yeah.
So, he was engaged, Billy Casper's daughter. So. But he wouldn't hire me because he knew who would pay the ass. But he had moved on to another place where he was managing there, and I got hired on there as a waiter at the country club because I was over in Arizona, and Del Mario's had opened. I did a bunch of waitering stuff for a while. It was really cool. It helped me with a lot of PR stuff. So and that's where
I hate to say this. I've been a member there for 35 years.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, how crazy is that?
It's
and
gorgeous.
yet, even when we lived in Las Vegas, we were still maintaining our membership.
Yeah, no,
because we knew that coming back here would be our home.
Yeah.
And we wanted a good welcome, and living as your neighbor.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing better than being in this neighborhood. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
but I love this
I know
neighborhood.
it's like the best kept secret.
It
this
is.
whole
Yeah. Living on the hill is the best kept secret in Old Chula Vista.
Yeah,
True.
it's really, really cool. So back to the job. The job was perfect because there's a lobster season seasonal.
Uh-huh.
And so it gives you the summer off. So so during the winter
Right.
is when, so he get these 3 or 4 months off every year to take his
Work
money
on
from that and sink it into the house.
And sink it in. Did
Yeah.
you eat a lot of lobster
Oh,
as a
God.
kid?
And abalone. Oh my God, I hated lobster, and I didn't want another abalone steak ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
You two have been together how many years?
15.
15.
Yeah, 15 years.
Why does it seem like you guys have just gotten together? You're so in love with each other.
It's
like
true.
every day is like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
honeymoon.
Because he's
I don't know.
my Stewie. He's
Yeah.
my strudel.
I know we have a lot of room. I know why.
Why?
I'll say this out to couples everywhere: get a big place.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have room.
Get a big place.
Get
yeah.
a big place,
True.
so you can decompress. You don't have to be
Yeah,
I see people like they're in a 1-bedroom apartment and they wonder why their marriage or their relationship's not working out. You got no room. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So
And there's certain places I'm not allowed. There's a whole room I'm not allowed to clean. That's fine by me. Blessed be
She
that.
hides my
And then
stuff.
I don't go back in the monkey paw. That's where he does all of his.
Are you going to...
Car things.
before you give us a tour, which I hope you will, because I would love to see what you're
Sure,
working
sure.
on.
Absolutely.
Stewie, what keeps you busy? I mean, I know it, but I think our viewers need to know the things that you do.
Okay, a couple things. Like Chula Vista, I came back here years ago, and I got back just in time to, my dad fell out of the tree and died. I got to bury both my parents. I was in recovery. I was doing psychiatric, and my whole world changed. And
Most people don't know what happened. Johnny was up in a tree.
Yeah, he was trimming a tree.
He was trimming a tree.
And the ladder gave out.
And the ladder gave out.
Yeah.
And he came down. And suppose he wasn't that high, he said, but the thing was, I mean, I don't know. I got two things. I think maybe he had a heart attack.
And then he
and
fell.
then came and he fell.
Or maybe
because
he
it's
fell,
so not
and then
like
he
him to
had
fall.
And how old was he?
79.
79 years
But of
old.
course he's still trimming palm trees. That's
Yeah.
his dad.
Yeah.
So
He just
there was
did
the
that.
4 here.
Yeah,
anyway,
these
so he
were
went
palm
down,
trees.
and Dragon was like a year.
Yeah. No. He was a little older, but yeah.
Well, anyway, he went down and he literally unplugged the saw, set it aside, and made it halfway up those stairs where he collapsed again. So I think that was number 2.
True.
on the heart. I just think it was,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so anyway, when they got here, when we got here, so my friend
got a call.
Jason and we got him up into his bed. He didn't
Yeah.
want to go to the hospital. I got to
No
ride this out there.
hospitals.
Look at him. He's like, "Oh, you're in a lot of pain. Are you screwed? Maybe I got a broken rib or whatever. Just leave me alone." So I go back about, I don't know, a half hour later. I go, "Dad, man, let's take you to the let's take you down." I go, "Dad, I'm gonna ride this out."
Yeah.
And at that time I knew he's dying.
Yeah.
I knew he's dying.
Where was Mom?
Mom was
right
there.
here, right
and
here.
So I went down. I told Mom. I go, "Mom, you know him better than me. What do you
Can
want
you
to
talk
do?"
him into
You know,
going to
he
the
go,
hospital?
"Well, if we call, he won't go with him anyway.
He won't. He wouldn't go.
He
So
won't
yeah,
go with him anyway."
He wants
and
to
I was
be
like,
here.
"Okay."
So you were all together
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So then Elaine and I we took a walk and we came back and the
then-
paramedics were here and
Yeah.
he was just anyway, that was how that story ended.
Before
In
that
retro,
walk,
not a bad way to go. I mean,
not
he
bad.
went out in 3 hours.
in his own bed, right there, done deal. Before,
Versus like mom got cancer and there was like 18 months of hell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really worse one to do. So anyway,
before he went out, we all knew we weren't going to call the paramedics then. That was his wishes. So I got
Right.
to go up and give him a kiss, and he looked at me.
And he's now above you.
yeah, and he looked
Yeah.
at me. He looked
He's
at me
above
and
you.
he said, Lancaster, I'm staying here. I said, well, pal, you've really done it this time.
Yeah.
And I got to kiss him, and that's a beautiful way. We love that.
look
now,
at the-
tell her about the first movie that he did and how that whole karma thing about
Oh,
falling out of the
no,
tree.
no, get this. This is
Oh my gosh, his first.
No, this when he was 5 years
Play.
old, he did a play. It was called On Borrowed Time. And the
On Borrowed
ending
Time.
of On Borrowed Time, the kid falls out of a tree and dies.
Yeah, that was the ending. He was the kid. He falls out
falls
of the tree
in
and
the play.
dies in the play.
He falls out of a tree and dies.
And
it's
And the name
called
of the film is called
On Borrowed Time. And that's how he actually ended
It's crazy.
this
dude.
play of
So
life.
I called his best friend, and anyway, Peter,
Yeah,
and I told him,
Peter
he's like,
Fleming's.
that's horrible news. Like that. And then he was just like, you could tell he's beside himself. Like, oh, I'll let you go. But anyway, so we went up to do we went up there. The thing was, Turner Classics was doing a thing on,
Old Hollywood.
Old Hollywood,
Hollywood.
but Science in Hollywood.
Yeah, the
Which would
science
be
of
all the
Hollywood.
like the projectors and stuff and how they did, what's it called?
The behind the scenes kind of
techno stuff in the behind the scenes stuff, like they set a setup and stuff like that. So he was taking Dragon to go sit with him, with whoever the name of the guy is that does Turner, and they were going to film this whole thing on Turner Classic.
Yeah, they were.
Anyway, and they were going to ask him questions. He was going to explain to the guy the situation. They were going to run the
Yeah,
piece.
they had
How was this?
everything
What
to
was
look
that like?
forward to.
One of those deals. So and there was a lot of people, so we kind of used that at his wake. So we all went
Yeah.
up there
Yeah, too.
with the whole family, and we went in there with Dragan and his cousin and a couple other cousins and my brother and his wife, and we all went there and we sat there, and it was what was so cool about it was this is the first time I got to see one of his films on the silver screen.
Oh yeah.
Because they did it at the Academy Awards, so it
Yeah.
was on the hugest silver screen ever.
Like-
it was shot at they were in Burbank where they have the Academy
Yes,
Awards.
yes,
Yeah,
of
that
course.
was the
That-
place.
that
So they
was the-
played the movie
That was the theater.
Tarzan Finds the Sun.
Yeah.
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 So that was awesome. I got to see that, and it was
Okay.
just like it was amazing to see how cool the I mean, God, those screens. It was just huge.
Your
Bigger than life.
father was legacy.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, your father was one of these people that got kids off the couch. If boy can
Oh.
do that, you
Yeah.
got to get up and get out and exercise and swing from a tree and do all the things that.
Oh, he was my hero. I remember watching all of these shows as
Uh-huh.
as a young girl. As a matter of fact, the only game I ever played was Indian. That was it, and it was thanks to Bomba. I didn't want cowboys. I wanted to be an Indian.
Yeah.
And play in my backyard in the treehouse and watch Bomba films.
Oh, I
loved
totally
it.
remember as kids we had like
Yeah.
the loincloths and stuff, and we put those on and paint them with Indian icons and stuff, and we just
Your whole
Cowboys
world
and
has always been creative, and I know our viewers are looking at Elaine right now, Miss Elanius,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, I will let them know that you did her creative tattoos.
Yes,
Am I
yes.
Oh,
correct?
it's true.
Yeah,
True.
you are the
many.
creativity of the tattoos. And were
Magical.
you?
the ink and the iron.
When did you start doing tattooing?
Probably like I don't know, like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. Yeah.
Sure,
She wanted to tattoo, and she knew I was an artist, so she bought me some guns and goes, "Here,
It's true.
start on me."
it's true.
Start doing some tattoos.
I
So-
believed in all of his oil paintings and all of his paintings
They
all over
are
the house.
so even. They are so beautiful, and they all have inspiration.
It's
Right.
true.
Where
Can I show the latest one? Look it.
Sure.
It's right here. Dragon finally drew me the perfect dragon.
This is
And
your
then
son.
yes,
Yes.
and then he's going to colorize it.
Yeah, and so I'm going to
Yeah,
show
yeah.
him how to do blends.
He's going to show him how to color it.
So
blend.
he's,
Awesome.
you know, and it's so
Do some
funny
hand-
because that you're not supposed to have a tattoo before you're 18.
Yeah.
And yet Dragon is
He's going to
how
be able
old?
to tattoo.
And he's
me.
going to be
12.
tattooing. Yeah,
He's gonna
okay.
tattoo me.
He'll be tattooing.
And 12-year-old Dragon is going to be doing the tattooing, which is fantastic.
This is
That would be great.
fantastic.
Which
Some
is
hand over
hand
hand.
over hand. That'll be great.
So
hand over hand. so he can-
between tattooing,
yeah.
upholstering,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
art,
Yeah.
Yep.
music,
Right.
True.
and how do you say
Dance.
creating magical
dancer.
cars.
Cars, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely
Music, all
great.
that.
He's a
Just like-
Renaissance man.
You are a Renaissance.
Well, I
Renaissance.
always believed that, like, with average intelligence, you could probably be able to do anything you wanted to do in this life, you know, given the freedoms that we have in America. So it's like I've never, and with YouTube.
Yeah.
It was
And
just
YouTube, yeah.
it's
Love
amazing.
that.
Well,
We
Love
are
that.
on YouTube.
yeah, I'm dyslexic, so going to the library, I could never do the Dewey Decimal System. I could never. I mean, it was super hard to get the book I wanted, but I
Right,
couldn't grab that stuff, you know. And with this, I could just type that stuff in. Boom, I'm looking at stuff, you know. It's like some of my idols are like Bo Huff or like Voodoo Larry. These
Yeah,
guys are
yeah.
just building the most incredible cars.
Radical custom
Radical
cars.
customs, or like, you know, and now they got the shows on that are just amazing, like, you know, the Vegas rat cars.
Yes.
You know, you've seen
Sure.
some of those guys, and it's just, and I just, when I saw that, my cousin was a big impetus in this, because he was just always been the lowbrow guy whose dad was Wall Street, so he was like, he could never match up to that, and but he's got that number brain, so he became this engineer, on-site fabricator that just rides Harleys
Yeah.
and builds cars and stuff. That's what he does in his side time. So he had sent me, when he saw that I had this little, I go, no, I'm gonna build a sled. Oh my God! So he sent me a box of all these magazines, like
Yeah.
Deluxe.
So we
and,
went through
and
the
Rat
culture,
Rod and Hot
we-
Rod,
I
all
got
this
the
stuff,
look
and all the
down,
choppers,
it's-
Iron
yeah,
Horse,
yeah,
all this
I
one.
can
So
wrap
I'm
my
just going
brain
through
around
this
that.
stuff, just looking, just absorbing all the ideas of like where to put this, you know. So I just started going for it, man. I just got some torches, and my friend Dwayne at Tower Tattoo showed me some tattooing techniques as well. Now, this is okay. Mom passes on.
Yes.
Let me say, when Mom passes on,
And she
leaves her the car.
Right,
Leaves
a
me the
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
So I do the brakes.
Beautiful.
I do the power
Pristine.
steering. Everything's posh. The thing is running
Gorgeous.
great. We just drove to Malibu, visited a cousin. It's just running great, right? Well, she's coming down the street. Someone whips a U-turn from her. She T-bones this guy.
An illegal U-turn in the middle of the street.
And that car saved her life.
The car
because
saved my
there's
life.
nothing like the German
Sure.
engineering. Just unbelievable. So I couldn't get rid of the car. I just like, oh my
Mom's,
God,
I
it's
know.
Mom's. You know,
It's Mom's car.
It's Mom's
Yeah.
car. And then let me rewind for a second. I was talking to my cousin on the East Coast. I go, I don't know what I'm going to do with this car. With like when Mom passes on, and we're just joking around. I go, I'll probably make a chop top out of it.
Yeah.
I told him that, you know, just tongue in cheek.
And
Well, all
he's
of a
like,
sudden
you
I had
can't
this
do
thing. I
that
go,
to the Mercedes.
I don't know what to do. I got the motor. I'm not doing nothing. I'll own or retain it. I kept the thing. I own or retained it.
And so,
So I got to thinking. I go, well, they got to be pretty strong. So I cut that thing to the uniframe
oh yeah.
all the way around. And right around this time when I was thinking about doing that, I get a call. My friend's at the auction.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, dude, there's a 50 Club Coupe that we could probably get for like $300. Okay, I go, get it to my door. I'll give you $500 right now.
Yeah.
So next thing, this tow truck pulls up with the damn Club Coupe.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
I go, I wonder if it starts. He goes, there's no motor in it. I go,
There's no-
perfect.
Doesn't matter.
Perfect.
It doesn't matter. That's
'cause-
work.
It's a
That's work.
it's a
Well,
set-on.
we're going to take a tour of
We'd love
that
that.
car.
Okay.
And so I'm really
Several cars.
excited about that.
Yeah,
Lovely.
me too. This is really
Love
cool.
it.
Is this your car, Dragon?
Yeah.
It is so cool.
Right.
This is a Mercedes, correct?
Well, yeah, it's a Mercedes and a Plymouth Shell.
Yeah. Mercedes with a Plymouth Shell.
Yep. The whole look of the car, the actual like running gear and all that sort of stuff, the motor, Mercedes.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull that 39 out right now.
Kind of runs so well.
You have your beehives, but unfortunately,
Wax moths.
wax moths got to it. How difficult is it to
Keep a bee.
to
Wow.
fix this? That's
Oh.
gonna.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is a redo. This is a re-up. You know what? That's nature getting the best of nature.
yes, of course. Tell me, is this a new acquisition?
Oh, that's the 39. We love the 39.
When did you get this?
That was the original. That was the original. My friend, her father purchased the 39, and then and then went around to all of the shows and the places to get every piece of trim, every original brake, all the everything from the windows to the headlights to the gas to everything. But it was in boxes.
Amazing.
It was in boxes. And
Yeah.
she said, as long as you don't part it out on eBay, why don't you have a hand at putting it together? So that was the original one. Do you want to see the inside?
I love it.
Number one. Wait.
The
Suicide doors. Yeah.
Yes.
Suicide doors.
Oh, it's immaculate.
Of course. And then look up, we have Sailor Jerry Tattoo Flash for the headliner. It's Tattoo Flash. And then we have, yeah.
And Stewie did this?
Stewie did the upholstery. He did all of this.
Wow.
This runs.
Now, this is where he does upholstery and tattooing.
Yes.
correct? So
But tattooing is whatever.
Okay.
What happens in the trailer stays in the
yeah,
trailer.
whatever happens in the trailer stays in the trailer. Tell me about this puppy right here.
Oh my goodness, we love this. This is the Frankenstein.
This was the first. This was the.
What was that going?
Well, I had this one.
Yes. And then
This guy gave me this car.
I told him.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, and a couple years went by and it was done, and I was sitting over there and I had nothing to do, and I just I felt better when I was doing these cars.
Yes.
I don't know why, it's just a lot of work, but
Right.
so basically this being done with the impetus for this build.
For this build.
So I'm just like, what are those things called? Mom always said they had these upside down bathtub cars.
Lead sleds.
Red sleds.
Yeah, so I go lead sleds. So I looked up lead sleds. Voodoo Larry popped on. He had this car called Voodoo Idol. I'm like, I'm building one of those. So I went on Craigslist. I picked this up for $300 for
Yes.
the camper.
300.
For the camper.
300
The guy had
for the
this thing,
canvas.
370 I think it was. I went to my friend Rat. I give him $100. I go, he had a trailer and a dually.
Yeah.
And we drove up to Lakeside and pulled this thing back. Then the work began. Now this was a 4-door.
Yeah.
We chopped, sectioned, stretched the doors,
All about
tightened
stretching
this stuff up back here,
back
got the
end.
bumpers off, come around the front.
It's all about the curves and all about the
French lights.
French
It's not done
did
yet,
a
but French lights.
thing.
These are off a 56 Cadillac.
Now, if it looks rough, it's because it's supposed to look
It's
rough.
supposed to
This
look
is
rough.
a Frankenstein.
I love it.
It's
Look
all
at this.
petite.
This is
eardrum
a
set.
Frankenstein.
Oh,
I
how
know.
funny is that? Okay, what's this right here?
Now,
I love
this is the
truck.
current one.
This is your current baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the current. Oh, you had some of it.
Oh, yeah. You passed some of it on the table.
Whoa.
Here's
Actually, Z will gonna help upholster this stuff, and we're gonna
It's
do it
true.
in yellow, or like that mustard yellow
and a
leather.
egg and a
Maybe do a diamond pleat
and a
on
blue.
these. I mean, this is how it starts. When you get this
Robin's
wrap,
egg
this is
blue.
like this bed will end up with oak inside.
Yes.
You're like Mr. Recycler.
Oh,
we're
it's
recycling.
true. And then
Absolutely.
We're gonna take like a foot out of this.
Oh, yes,
to make
it's
it
true.
a short bed.
Short
And we're gonna-
bed.
And then we're gonna cut this frame down over this way.
yes, it's true.
Now, do I get a ride in it when you're done?
Of course you do, Sandy.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this off here and 4-link it, which means you put a couple things on it so it goes up and down. Like
Right.
like
Yeah.
Right.
4-link it with an airbag probably in the back, so we shorten the frame up, okay, and then that bag goes back on here.
It's true.
This whole ride's gonna be probably 4 inches off the ground.
Oh yeah,
Now,
low.
What is this prop up here?
He.
That is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
And-
right?
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, that's right. And so he's the guy that says like that whole light setup works.
Yeah,
That
it
is
works.
It was
so
a gift to
cool.
me. It was a gift
Yeah,
to
that was
me.
a gift.
Wait. Your son made this.
Well, not this. My grandfather. made this
Grandfather.
for
Your
us as
grandfather made it,
kids, for when we were kids, right?
right?
So we never got a motor in it.
Yeah, so
And I
Dre
just
can
went-
help.
I always just kept it. If I had a kid, I was going to throw a motor in. So we did that.
And then
So this was built in Yuma, Arizona, and then got customized here 40 years later.
show the rat on the
And
back.
then my friend Joe gave me this motor. So we put that on there, got
Hee
it
hee
flushed. And Dragon painted the rat thing.
That's a rat fink. Yeah, yeah.
Steve Ostrada contributed the helmet when you saw him in the park.
Yay.
Awesome.
Loving it.
You wanna
So-
let's go see the front?
The front. Come on.
Yeah?
Okay.
Come on.
Max, you taking this?
Okay.
Let's go.
And look, come on.
Upholstery salon, right?
Yes, correct.
That's what the sale rate is.
Oh, by the way, there's the beehive that is in function. We love that beehive. Oh, yeah.
Are you okay if we show the front of the house? Okay.
Sure. Yay!
Your own parade.
Ha ha ha
Have
ha.
your own
We
parade.
do. Here we go. Okay. This one we call the Furalicious.
The Furalicious.
Now, I got the privilege of doing the artwork on the
Go ahead
inside.
and drop this. There you go. Okay.
Studebaker did all the fabulousness on the outside.
Wow.
So there's some artwork.
I love the Furalicious. This is so
Oh yeah,
fun.
it's all in there.
This
Yeah.
is a Mercedes.
It is. Once again,
This is
this is the Mercedes that saved my life that Stu turned into this fabulousness.
Wow.
True.
Yep.
Tell me the story
True.
on the
Ford Ranchero,
Ranchero. Sorry.
69 with top loaded 4-speed, 350 Windsor.
Vroom.
I'm telling you, you have your own parade.
This one.
This is my favorite.
This is my daily driver.
This is the one I went. I
License
wanted to
plate.
build this for myself. I always wanted to do a Cadillac.
Woohoo!
It's a 4-door. I was gonna do it.
Miscellaneous 5150.
Make it do a 2-door, chop it, and she had
That's
to
the
have it. Her
police
dad did
code
it.
for crazy.
Right.
So she bamboozled me out of my car.
I
So
did.
we built this the same way. It's all Chevy.
Yeah.
This is great. Listen, Chula Vista, if you happen to see this home, you always wave when you go by.
You
all right?
should.
You just give it a wave, okay?
You should do
it's
it.
one of the most friendliest homes, and again, being that we're neighbors, we do a lot of neighborhood watch. So we
I was
just
gonna
make sure
hug
for the
you.
waves.
I was gonna hug you, but
I
the 6 feet. I know.
We have to keep.
I'm
our 6
kissing.
feet.
I'm
I
kissing
know.
away. All right, here.
I know.
Did
What
you
a
want to
great
see?
tour.
Did you want to see
So
the
I did
inside?
sparkle
Wait.
tip top.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw
Not quite
the
done.
top.
All right. So that's my she shifter.
Coat it clear.
And then we've done the upholstery.
You don't want
And then if you look up at the headliner, all the crazy colors make sense. That's it. Done deal. Also,
You've got to
Jaybird.
check this.
Jaybird did my oh yeah. Jaybird did my my lights.
Fully functional.
Fully functional. That's my gas can.
That's your gas.
That's my
tank?
gas, yeah. So these my Kalakos are fully functional. The neighbor, another neighbor, Steve Australia, did the lettering. Love that. Look it.
So the house was built in 1924.
Correct. And they named it the John Sheffield house because not only have we been the longest residents, the Sheffield family, but father, Johnny, did the most renovations to the house. So we got that privilege of naming it after him.
My favorite thing in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Great, you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
come
one
on
of my
in.
favorite things.
Or
Look
like-
at this stairwell.
Oh, the stair. Yeah, Stu did this.
I did all the.
Stu did all the wood.
You did all
yeah.
the wood on
Yeah, I
the
did the
stairs.
oak on all the deck.
He did all
that.
that.
Was older. This doing these 3 stairs down
Hi.
here killed me.
Yeah.
Is that
I thought I
Dragon?
was so sore.
Dragon, come on down.
But I got it, and it's like, yep, I know what it takes. To do
Hi.
Good,
Now
just-
here's the 3rd generation Sheffield. Dragon Wild, John Harold, Sheffield Kazan.
Dragon, Wild,
John Harold,
John Harold,
Sheffield Kazan.
Sheffield, Kazan.
Yeah. And Dad loved that because it had lots of names.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harold for my
John
father,
is
John for
Do
Johnny.
you play piano?
Great, you play-
Would you
Go
like
for it.
to?
play this one, yeah.
Great. That's what editing's for. Go ahead,
on,
baby.
Jay.
Come on, Dre.
There you go.
There he goes. Yay, Dragon!
Thank you.
Thanks for that one.
That was totally awesome.
That's the music in his heart. That's right.
So this is the porch
Oh,
that
true.
you were telling me
Yes.
about.
This right here would have been French doors into that room.
French
Yeah.
doors?
Same on that
And
side.
this was-
the same, that foyer, these were French doors here, so everything
is-
had, it's like the French windows, doors.
Right.
And
They
this
would
was
open to
ground
this
level
was all
into-
patio.
Yeah.
And nothing above. All
Yeah.
this.
Did he build the pool too?
Yeah.
all-
Oh yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah. Leveled the back,
Actually, we had
dug it out, and did a thing.
So if I'm a
You know,
glasses-
this is such a happy home.
Thank
This
you.
is a real happy home with so much art, so much beauty. I mean, this is really amazing. Now you have guitars in the other room. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, let's just do the walkthrough.
walk through real fast.
Max, let's take a walk through.
Now, mind you, this is the room I don't
This is
clean,
our studio.
so not allowed to.
Art,
Okay,
computerized.
Max,
Oh yeah.
do we have this?
Oh yeah.
We have the watches.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
I got that at Defenders. Man,
Yes,
for
we
me.
have the watches that we wear.
Okay, so this is the fireplace room, but it's also, of course, the music room.
Off, I don't have the.
I love the fireplace.
Oh yeah.
Love, love.
Yeah.
This was the kitchen.
Kitchen in here.
What I meant to say was this used to go. This was a wall.
Yeah.
That was a wall to there.
That was a wall to there.
This was a small kitchen. This was non-existent, and that was original. That, and there was the back door.
So you popped this all open.
He sacrificed some of the living room or dining room
To create.
and blew it into there to make a bigger open expanse.
Wow.
Bigger kitchen.
Us?
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
did the
think
stained
about
glass.
Yes. Love that. Come on.
it. Go ahead. You show honey. You want it?
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm running out of words.
Ha ha ha.
This is the most open space. It is so amazingly open.
Deck area. Goes into the big, I know, I love the big windows.
Yes.
Open area.
And then you have a room upstairs.
Yes,
Or
that's
a roof.
it's still rooftop.
Rooftop.
Yep, rooftop access. This is the big room.
This is great.
Thank you.
So eclectic and so fun and
Thank
so
you.
creative.
This was the picture, you know, we lived downstairs in the dungeon for the first 10 years, and that was the picture hanging over our bed. So when we moved up here after Mom passed, I said, "You'll need another picture if you want another 10 years." So Stewie painted me this.
Stewie painted this.
Yes, of course he did. And that's the ride, the Frankenstein that
Yeah.
I'm posing in front of. And I still have the beautiful hair, but not as
Yeah.
fabulous with Z.
No, this is so
Love that.
cool. How many paintings has Stewie
Stu's
done?
amazing. This painting is great. This one is amazing. You know, this is the one.
Did he go to school for it?
No.
He's self-taught.
But he was self-taught. There was a time in his life that he needed to occupy himself creatively, and so that one I like to say is done with coffee and blood. It's not. It's done with coffee and Kool-Aid.
Coffee and Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, yes, how he created that.
Coffee
And it's
Kool-Aid.
and it's on paper bags. That's what he had available.
I love the way it's hung.
Ha ha ha.
Ha, ha,
I know.
ha.
I know.
But
My
it's
big
so
thumbtack.
cool.
That's my higher power over there.
Sure.
And then above that is the porpoise head.
And
My
this
friend-
is Dragon?
Yeah, there's Dragon. There's Dragon.
Do you remember when
Love
you took
that.
I don't actually remember it, but I
did.
believe I was about 5.
Teach
Dragon's
art
everywhere.
in your homeschooling,
True that.
which is just great.
Wait, you know what? While we're here, can I give a shout out? Look during the COVID time, my friend Tattoo Lisa taught me how to write letters. These are all letters from her, and pictures and drawings. So when things got quarantined, I knew I didn't have
Because
to
you're
feel
such a
isolated.
giving person.
You can reach out to others in many other ways. That's one of
Yes.
her artworks over there.
Wow.
I love her. She struggles. She has cancer. So oftentimes the most words she has is a drawing. There's her drawing. And so that's a dragon drawing. That's a Tattoo Lisa drawing.
Tattoo Lisa drawing.
But we communicate through our drawings back and forth when you don't need the words all the time.
No.
But a simple picture can say 1,000
Mama,
words.
Papa?
Mom and Dad.
Yep.
Johnny Sheffield, Patty Sheffield.
Just beautiful.
Oh, can we show you the wall of Patty in
Yes.
Dragon's room? Go
Yeah.
on, Dragon.
It's okay?
Yes, come on.
Thanks, Dragon.
Oh, another artwork by another neighbor. Love that. There's cats in every corner. We got some cats. That's Nuggles.
Correct.
This is the Johnny wall. John Sheffield. John Sheffield. Some of his awards, some of his awards, some of his awards.
This is your room in here.
This is Dragon's room in here.
Great.
Dragon's little
Your
room.
patty wall is
And then the Patty wall is here.
there.
Patty. Now look.
It's great.
This is truly Patty. Look at that. That's not photoshopped. That's an actual moment in time on black and white film. That's how fabulous Patty was, right?
And nobody water skis anymore.
Nobody who water skis. Who
water
does that,
skis?
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's amazing.
Oh, she's gorgeous. I'll
Class
tell
the
you,
place up.
we're going to figure out what we can do to get a Hollywood superstars, exhibit exactly
I
what
know.
we did with Ruth. We're going to do with our superstars.
that's super
we have
great.
to do that.
Well,
Be
here
careful
we go.
not to trip over.
Now, you stay there for a moment and much like a boat. Here we go. Up.
It is like a boat.
There we go. Come on up. We do. You know, Gina likes to play the flute up here.
Yes.
And then at the end of the street is the country club. And so on the 4th of July, this is where we come, Sandy. I know you have your own view of them,
Look
but it's kind of rad.
The view,
This is
Max.
Chula Vista.
Look at this view.
Yeah. Nice. We can also see some of the other fireworks over there. You can almost see all the way to the
Wow.
everywhere.
You feel like you're flying a plane up here.
True. There you go.
I love the way this moves. That is.
Dad designed it once
Dad
again.
designed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course. What didn't Johnny design? And
Closed and ending on what we're doing.
Love it.
So like we're gonna take this and then put it in the
perfect.
middle.
Oh yeah, you're
And-
master editor.
Yeah, and then you'll see the episode. So.
That's Gina.
That's Gina.
Oh, this is Gina.
Yeah, I'm 99. That's Gina.
Okay, this is you.
Yeah.
And there's Patrick, right?
Wait, this is you. This is your brother.
That's right.
You're 99.
Yeah.
This is you. Okay, what have you got there for me?
Johnny Sheffield.
That's an Achievement in Film Award
Yeah.
from the Academy, probably.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you would see.
Yeah, towards the end of his life, because he was really recluse for years, didn't want much to do with anything. But they approached him and said that, hey, we got all these big, all this stuff's big, and you want to go out to these conventions. So they'd fly
I
him and
love
Mom
it.
all over the place. They went to London. He might have got this in London. I don't even know where. That they went all over the place, and to
And
these
now?
conventions. Yeah,
And
all of them
now
were there.
the winner is Stewart,
Stewie.
Sheffield, and Dragon, and Elaine.
The winner's
There you would see all the
Yeah, he's really proud.
there.
Bomba. See, that's all I remember, Bomba. That's my Bomba.
With special guest John Sheffield.
Yes.
And to think that he passed from a tree. I mean, that's just crazy. This was really exciting being able to see the car. That is really amazing. Now, Elaine, I got to ask you something. I'm just looking at the creativity of you two. Mm-hmm. Your hair, your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a story to tell me.
Oh, yeah. No, this
Yes.
is my neighbor.
The neighbor, the most fabulous tattooed freaking neighbor ever. I love her.
Ink model.
Yeah, she's
From
an
Ink
inked
magazine.
model from way back. She does
Here
my
in
hair
Chula Vista.
And she
every
worked for
3
Playboy.
months.
In
Which is-
Chula
and
Vista.
now,
Chula
now she
Vista.
finds herself more behind the camera,
Right.
and she's
So-
working for Oblong Box
Oblong
right now,
Box Shop.
which is tiki wear, which is like tiki wear. Like, and she made this for my birthday last year.
So this is
and
one of her creations.
you guys see the back.
Oh yeah, see. Do it. Handle it. What does it say?
Studebaker.
Studebaker.
Right on the back. See
Hold on,
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Can you
Oblong
focus on
Box
that?
Shop.
Oblong Box Shop.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
This is in Chula Vista.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does she sell?
She's online, and she's
online.
not only is she probably going to take your call if you call, but she is one of the head models there to display the wear and everything that the owner makes.
Knows
it's amazing.
Of this hidden jewel here in Chula Vista.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So much
most
talent.
people think, okay, like when we're going to do our interviews, it's going to be, okay, let's talk about the salt mine, or we'll talk about this and that. But when you're in someone's home and you get to know the history of somebody, you are Chula Vista, not just history, you are Chula Vista legacy.
Nice.
Wow, thanks.
You know, which is so awesome. What I love is the fact that even when people drive by your home, which is how I befriended you, and also that we're neighbors, the fact that you're not just like, hey, look at my car, and you're so friendly with everybody. You wave to people, and it's really a joy. It
Thanks.
is just a
It's in
joy.
my nature. I don't want to be bummed out, you know.
And you share. I've seen how you acquire knowledge, but people acquire knowledge from you. And that is the most important thing. I've seen people come here where they'll have an engine problem, and you know how to fix it in just a heartbeat.
Well, the Mario came over the other day, and he's like, "Oh, he's trying to get some
Mario
of his steering
Lopez,
on
we
his
love
32
him.
is messed up." So
Mario Lopez came over, his family.
his dad.
Okay, his dad.
Yeah, and that's how I met him, was because of the
lovely
car.
old
He
cars.
saw the sled out in front, and so I talked to this guy for like a half hour. So he came, brought him in. I had no idea who he was.
didn't
like
know-
that.
you didn't know.
I didn't even
You
know, and then
had
he
no idea.
left.
You didn't know.
And then he left,
He was just-
and then Elaine's like,
he's so
"Dude, that's Mario
affable."
Lopez's dad." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he didn't
knows
even know
Saved by
that
the
my
Bell.
dad
Was
the other
Johnny
guy."
Sheffield.
So
Wow.
until next time, so I go, I better tell him. So he told me where he lived, so I didn't have his number, so I went to his house, and it's like pictures of him and his kid with like, pictures of him with Muhammad Ali, and he's got this one room little man cave for shooting pool and stuff. And we're talking, I go, "Did you know my dad was in there?" He goes, "Oh, no way, that's crazy."
The Hollywood connection.
Because I didn't even
Yeah.
know.
Your
Yeah.
dad was the legend, like legacy legend, golden. The star. I mean, we just lost our star right now. Our last of the stars, 104-year-old, Olivia de Havilland.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you being the second generation of a legacy and keeping it going, and look what you've done. You've created a really amazing creative world, Stewart. You really
thanks.
have.
Yes, he
I
has.
just try to stay busy. Yeah.
You know what I love about Chula Vista is how we share. Like, it's always fun if I'm baking something, I bring it to you. You've got your crop of lemons. You'll bring me lemons.
Yeah.
We are making it a point to really be a community where what I don't have, I'll give you. What you don't have,
True.
And
then
you
every
do-
Halloween, everyone loves the
and our
circle that we walk.
Halloween, absolutely. The
Love
fact
that.
that it's, that even for adults to just come through and say hi to all the neighbors.
Absolutely.
This is a community, honestly,
True.
that I have never seen anything like it.
That's
know.
great.
I mean, you could move in other
I got
places.
the greatest neighbors.
Greatest.
They're so cool. I've never had. I mean, we just deal with each other, and it's just like really nice people.
Yes.
Really nice.
Really nice people, and I've never had any problem with any of them.
I can't.
Well, if
I want to share one thing real quick.
That was
Sure.
great.
Another
I
thing
love
that's been
that.
tantamount in my recovery has been being in these anonymous programs.
Anonymous programs.
And I've taken a few young men through the 12 steps,
Absolutely.
and
That nobody else
they've
would.
saved my life.
Yes, it's true.
I say it that way because not all of them make it through, and a lot of them just, the recidivism is high. So it's been a blessing for me to go out on the limb and for some of these people. Yeah,
And you keep your hands busy.
yeah. I keep my hands busy.
And you're keeping your mind busy,
right.
which is great.
True.
Which is great.
It keeps the streets safe.
And it keeps the street,
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring them to the house and they're just blown away and they're just like this. And, I got to keep an arm's distance to a certain point.
But
But the thing is once they're off the drugs and the alcohol, their lives are completely changed. And this is things that when people are still in their addiction, they have no idea that they're this other person. They've never even met
true.
themselves for the first times.
Oh, nice one.
And so that's cool. That's enough shared there.
And
but
you
I
and
think
you
it's been a
find
lot.
the artist within,
Nice.
because it's you.
nice.
Yeah.
All artists have a struggle. How many
yeah.
times are you
yeah.
working on a project and you're like, I don't know, is it going to be blue or green or this and that? What do I want to do? What do I want to do on the side?
just every second.
Where does the creativity come from? But your creativity comes from your soul. It
Absolutely.
doesn't come from
and now it's not
anything
dulled by drug and drinking. and
by
smoking. Yes.
substance.
Yeah.
By a
Love
substance,
that.
which
and,
is great.
And I have sponsees that can do things that I can't do, but but because I've led them through the stuff, it's they're the channel that they need to be for their higher powers. One of my sponsees works in the COVID unit at the hospitals.
Oh yes, yes.
So,
Really?
So
Yes.
speaking of art, so I need to be creative. The other one has like this insane schedule. She works like literally almost 3 jobs, and if the third one is her son and her relationships. So for both of my sponsees, I get creative. I write them letters all the time because that's not going to get them,
Sure.
quarantine distance. So
Right.
I send them art in the mail. I can draw pictures. I can swag out little memorabilia for their occasions, their clean time and good stuff, and encourage them to walk the walk and help others like I can't do, but I'm their sponsor, and then they get to do what they get to do. I love that.
And I got to tell you, you are just giving me this amazing idea to do the Hollywood legends that moved to Chula Vista.
Right.
Sweet.
And I hope that down the road, when we get there, that we can get some history on Johnny and your mother,
Patricia.
Johnny and Patricia Sheffield, and to talk about their Hollywood life and to find other people, like you said, Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
And other people, because we really are so enriched here in the city of Chula Vista. We really are. And all we can do is just count our blessings that we have this.
Right.
Women. So Sandy, so I have the funny story about your Chula Vista Library event. So Sandy mentions to me, she's just my neighbor to me, and she's like, "Oh, I'm having this thing at the library," and I think to myself, "Oh, I don't know. I went to art school. I've had little presentations, installations at events that didn't go so well. So I felt like I should go and support her. Like,
And I was so glad
I
you
want to
did.
make sure she has enough people to show up to this event. So I just rolled. It was just like a Sunday, and I had on casual clothing, and so I go into the library. I'm like, I'm here for my neighbor Sandy, and then they're like, "Are you on the list?" I'm on a list. She's my neighbor, and so like I don't know. They just let
And
me
they
in.
came-
This was the biggest event ever.
Was
it was
it
gorgeous
for Chula Vista?
Oh my gosh!
Was
you
it-
had such class. It was amazing. It was a huge event, and I was thinking, oh, I need to go support my little neighbor Sandy. I hope she has like 5 people there or something. It was gorgeous.
Just remember that when you
This
go
is
around me,
Sandy.
Stewie, you have a mask on, so that's important.
That's
That's
important.
right. That's important.
But no, I just love the informalness of this. What I loved was the fact that you came,
Of course.
came out.
Of course,
Not
I love
only
you,
that, but
Sandy.
your sister-in-law Regina is one of the volunteers
Sure, she is. She
at
does
the
a-
Chula
she does
Vista
an
Public
amazing job
Library.
doing that.
This must be really hard for her. This
Yes,
must
it
be
is,
really
as a matter
hard.
of fact.
Yeah.
She misses giving back. She's a good volunteer, and she takes her job quite seriously. But she's spent her downtime not doing the library by practicing the piano more. She gives back that way too. She's a beautiful singer. She does excellent piano. She has that other event that she does, and she does the flute. So we've all had time to hone
You
our
have
other
music,
skills.
art, cars, beauty. You're a teacher. I mean, everything that goes on happens here in the Sheffield
Ha
house.
ha ha! Yeah. All good events.
We hope you've had a good time. I'm going to say thanks for watching.
Yay!
Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood? In your neighborhood? Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.